Okay, so welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening from wherever you are calling in from today. My name is Julie Watts, and I am a triple diamond with ASEA, and I live on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. So welcome to our wonderful Discover Redox presentation this afternoon. I have been involved with this wonderful company, as I said, for 5 years. It has totally changed my health, and it has also totally changed my wealth. And you are going to hear about both of those things this afternoon from our wonderful Stevie Aquilina and Dan Doyle. So we're going to have three sections this afternoon. The first one is going to be our ASEA Redox breakthrough with Stevie, and then we're going to have a powerful testimonial from Dan Doyle in the middle, and then some more information on the amazing opportunity of sharing these products with the world from Stevie again. And then if we've got time, a bit of Q&A at the end. So welcome if you are new and you haven't heard about Redox before, then you are really in for a treat, and you should be thanking whoever sent you to this webinar, because you probably won't hear about it from anybody else. So this is very new and very exciting. So Stevie and his lovely wife Sarah are platinum executives with ASEA. They live on the Gold Coast, sunny Queensland, Australia. They homeschool 4 boys, or Stevie tells me Sarah homeschools 4 boys. He doesn't do much to do with that apparently, but I'm sure he does. They are extremely passionate, well-known and loved leaders in ASEA, and they truly live their lives by ASEA's mission, which is to be a force for good in the world and to better people's lives, and that's exactly what they're doing. So they joined ASEA about 5.5 years ago, similar time to around when I did. So I'm just going to hand it over to Stevie to tell you this amazing information. So thank you, Stevie.
Thank you very much, Julie. I pay for the homeschooling. I pay for it. That's what I've got to do with it. And it does cost money. It costs a fair bit, actually. No, thank you very much for having me here, and thank you for the very kind introduction. I should be introducing you, because you're one of the top and illustrious leaders of this organization. Yeah, for Sarah and I too, this changed our wealth, like you said. Being introduced, it changed your health and your wealth. But it did that because you are sincere about being someone that has an impact and makes a difference and betters people's lives and is a force for good in the world. And so I admire you greatly. Thank you very much for having me here and for being here with us. All right, folks, what I'll be doing is I will be sharing with you the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Now, medical doctors, medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discovery of DNA or penicillin. This is an exciting and entirely new frontier in science that for 2 decades, in fact, science had declared was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies. This is a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results. But drug companies wanted it shut down. I don't think they wanted you to know about it, but more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's get absolutely clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. Because this is not a drug, vitamin, mineral, or antioxidant. It's not secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, essential oils, magic magnets, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots, magical 5,000-year-old trees, CBD oils, lotions, potions, or any of all of that other stuff that's already out there. No. We're not talking about any of that stuff. What we're talking about here instead goes well beyond nutrition. And listen, this goes well beyond any type of ingredients you already know about, because this is a truly groundbreaking, category-creating healthcare breakthrough. Right, the ASEA Redox cell signaling technology drink contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they're native to your body. They're in your body. They are the cellular messengers that affect cell-to-cell communication and genetic expression in a positive way. Listen, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by allowing your cells to detect and protect healthy cells, detect and repair unhealthy cells, and detect and replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling molecules is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this all so important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. That means healthy cells, healthy body, healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our major systems, biochemical and physiological processes in our body, they critically depend on redox signaling. And I mean critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without our redox signaling molecules, life ends. Right, when we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. Without as many redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow and sluggish. As such, our cells break down even more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, vitality. ASEA takes science seriously, and so they don't do any scientific studies all themselves. Instead, ASEA is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in every body. And ASEA is within the realms of serious science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published in the National Library of Medicine here, if you typed in redox signaling into the search bar, you would see well over 33,000 results. Now, this is already out of date. It's very hard to keep up with. More than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. Over 1,500 medical textbooks have already been published on redox signaling molecules. So according to medical researchers, medical experts, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. Let me give you an example. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox. There's one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and a title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And ASEA is already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits. Now that translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, on top of all that, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. More studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of this university study has come out saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on what he called disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. That is significant. Let me tell you why. All degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. How could that be? Why is that? Because again, redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that your body can't make as much of them anymore like it used to be able to when it was younger and or healthier. So if you have health challenges, or if you have people you care about who do, if you wish that you could look, live and feel young again, if you have the good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old, you don't want to become unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, etc., etc. Listen, any health goals you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results, but you don't need to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. These Redox technologies products are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our ASEA and Renew advanced technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. You're going to see here lines and wrinkles being smoothed out, elasticity coming back to the skin, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed, being replenished. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. All of these pictures are of the same person, even though the two on the left look dramatically different. This is Rosie, and Rosie missed the day by day, moment by moment, week by week changes that were happening to her because Rosie didn't take these photos. She actually believed, believe it or not, that the products were doing nothing. She went back to her doctor. That's who recommended ASEA to her and said, this stuff isn't working for me. And the doctor pulled out the photos because he's the one that took these photos. And what do you think Rosie thought then? The rest of the story tells itself, right? Moral of this story, number one. Take pictures. When you get back with the person who introduced you here and you get started with ASEA, naturally you want to see how it goes. Pictures is how you see how it goes. Anything you can't take pictures of, write it down. Keep a written record at least. Here's another moral to this story. Lots of people notice results very quickly, like Rosie, within 7 weeks. Many people within 7 days. Lots of people within around 7 minutes. However, other people, they need to apply more product, more time, more patience. Generally, if they've got more going on with their health. Here's what we know scientifically. Redox signaling molecules are redox signaling molecules. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are in the bottles of ASEA products. What we know from scientific studies, clinical trials on ASEA is that redox works in every single person every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for it to not work in you. What does differ, however, from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. This doctor here decided to do a scientific experiment on his very own face, use Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Now, this is Dr. Marty Moran. Thank you so much, Dr. Marty Moran, for walking around like a weirdo, because if you can see the difference, and I think you can, he walked around like this for 28 days just to prove to us how effective Renew 28 is. Not just for your face, just in case you can't tell, there's an arm here, a hand. This is a lady's belly after 3 children. These pictures here, right here, these were done from a scientific study performed by a very renowned world-leading laboratory. This scientific organization did this study because there were many reports coming in from all over the world that people were seeing their cellulite disappear, and they were attributing it to the time that they'd been using Renew 28. So these scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found was that after just 12 weeks, there was in fact a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. When these scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw the fat, the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite, was actually being dissolved post the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture and smoothing the skin, supporting surface skin cell renewal for not just visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure, etc., etc., etc. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. Now, you can know in about 10 minutes if this works. If you have any discomfort around your body, for example, neck, shoulder, elbow, hand, fingers, back, hip, knees, ankles, anywhere, heads, shoulders, knees and toes, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being maximum discomfort, Apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes, and usually 9 to 10 out of 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction in discomfort within approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Now, nothing that I've said here has been intended to diagnose anything that you're experiencing, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. What I'll do, Julie, if I can hand it back to you very quickly, I would love to hear from a very special gentleman that we have here today.
Thank you so much, Stevie, for your wonderful explanation of the redox breakthrough. I always love hearing it. It's a great explanation. So next, guys, we're going to hear from a really special person, very special to both Stevie and I. His name is Dan Doyle. Dan has built and sold many regular businesses in his time. He has an amazing story that you are about to hear. He, as life does, it threw him a really nasty curveball a few years ago. And if it wasn't for ASEA, he probably wouldn't be here right now. So he's able now to live a happy life and share it with his wife and live wherever in the world that they like to live. And at the moment, they really like to live in Hawaii. So that's where they are, enjoying a wonderful life in Hawaii. And you can see the beach behind him there, even though that beach is probably not real, but that's kind of where he lives anyway. So Dan is an ambassador Triple Diamond with our company. He is one of the very, very, very top earners in the company for good reason. And I knew Dan before ASEA, and the last time I had seen him, he visited my house with Suzanne in a bus. They were traveling around Australia in a bus because he didn't have too long to go and was told to go and share his time with his family. And now he's still here to tell his story. So I'm just going to hand it over to him so we can hear his full story. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Stevie. Yeah, we're definitely living the aloha life now. Amazing here in Hawaii, as safe as we can be from the crazy things happening on this planet. Thank you for everybody for joining us on this call. Really appreciate you taking out the time to listen about this incredible breakthrough. Obviously, if you're new on this call, somebody has handed you a gift, and we're here to give you information, not to sell you anything, but to tell our stories, share our experiences and our knowledge on this incredible breakthrough. And as I said, the information we give you will determine, I suppose, whether you open that gift or not. So we're here to help people in a lot of different ways. Before I go into my story, I just want to say that I reiterate the company disclaimer that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We have these incredible, amazing, life-sustaining molecules that signal the body to heal itself. And in a cheeky way, we can say, with long-term use of these products, or sometimes even short-term use, they are definitely a cure for skepticism. So I'm going to go through my story and not take too much time, because we want to leave a bit of time for Q&A. I grew up in Sydney and played many sports, including this sport called bodybuilding. And back then I was involved in the health and fitness industry. I had my own gym. It was the start of me being a young entrepreneur in my early 20s. I was actually 24 here. Fast forward 20 years, from 24 to 44, not a bodybuilder anymore, but still used to look after myself with my health. As a matter of fact, right now at nearly 53, I'm probably in better condition again than I was here. I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be. So this was 44. So I kept up going to the gym, cardiovascular work. This was the end of me being an entrepreneur. 20 years of building and selling traditional businesses, employed 3,500 people, very successful with what I did. But unfortunately, my health took all that away from me when 6 months later in 2011, the doctors gave me some very bad news, told me that I didn't have one, but I had two major health challenges. I was straight into hospital, 2.5 years of hospital visits, lost my hair from the top of my head to my toes. What I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Had a big fake smile on my face here, trying to be happy, but I had a hero next to me, Johnny Manor, who played rugby for my favourite team in Sydney in Australia. And fortunately for Johnny, he'd been through the hospital visits that I'd started in this photo, but here at the age of 21 years old, whilst thinking he was in remission, as the doctors told him, his issue came back. After this photo was taken, he went back into hospital, started going through those nasty things where he lost all his hair, and unfortunately we lost him at the age of 23 years old. End of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. Very angry with that, thought I was going to be okay. I was in the hands of the professionals, and unfortunately I wasn't heading in the right direction, and they told me there was an ongoing battle and an ongoing hospital visit. So I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. And this is me taking the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. I went on to an alkaline diet. I went on to, different nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, all these things from companies around the world that I thought would help and contribute to my health, my body heading in the right direction. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. A friend of mine called me at this point in 2014. He said, I think I found something that can help you. So I flew to Salt Lake City, Utah from Sydney. I started on the Redox cell signaling supplement. In 3 hours, my body was detoxing so fast, it was coming out of my skin with little red spots all over my upper torso. 20-year caffeine intolerance, which had gone away in 12 hours. And all the lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital, where I was having trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. So, went back to Australia. Do you think I kept drinking this stuff that was improving my health? Of course I was. Unfortunately, couldn't afford to take what I needed to take, so I was just on the maintenance amount for somebody who was 100% healthy. But I persisted with that, and my health kept improving. I ended up increasing the amount that I was taking over the next 12 months, and by December 2015, 1 year after this photo, doctors gave me some good news, told me there was no sign of those two major health challenges. Multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away, and 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, that had also gone away. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom. Fast forward another 2 years, go from getting my health back to, hey, looking younger, feeling younger. This is a picture of me 3 years on the product. So that was my journey, my story, back to health, back to looking younger and feeling younger. And I say that it was the business model behind what we have that actually saved my life. If it wasn't for the business, I wouldn't have had the ability to share this with others. If it wasn't the ability to share it with other people and help other people, I wouldn't have received thank you checks from the company. And those thank you checks I invested in more product for my health. And as I said, as a result of being able to help others, ultimately the business saved my life and saved it in so many ways. So we've got an incredible breakthrough, and as Stevie says, with every great breakthrough creates opportunity. And what it's done for Suzanne and I, from the first 12 months of being involved, from living in a van, looked like a really nice life. As Julie said, we went to her place, but it was a situation. We were in that van because we couldn't afford to pay rent. As a matter of fact, I borrowed $25,000 off my parents to actually buy the van. And, even through those times with being on a disability pension and almost going to the Salvation Army for food stamps, it was tough. It was tough to survive physically at that time and financially. So what the opportunity did was gave us our lifestyle back. In the first 12 months, we were able to do what we wanted whenever we wanted to do it. So from my experience, I see this as the most compelling opportunity that I've ever seen. I think it's the most compelling opportunity that we will see in our lifetime. Steve and Julie knows what this has done for them, what it's doing for them. And, I have been looking for something for many, many years to leave my legacy to the world, something to be remembered by. I've never been able to do that through traditional business, but have easily been able to do it through this business model. So thanks to this company, they have left this breakthrough to us, to humanity, to the world. They've left their legacy. I found a model where I can do the same, this business model. And I know that Julie and Stevie are leaving a massive impact, which is the beginning of what we're doing. And we're going to be doing this for many years to come. So we invite anybody that's looking at this, you know, for whether it's for their own health or to help others. This is something that can create something pretty special, whether it's taking you and your family back to your health or creating generational wealth. And with that, I'll pass back to Stevie and he can have a bit of a chat about the opportunity. Thanks, Stevie.
Thanks very much, Dan. Appreciate you greatly. And look, folks, Dan is a highly awarded, rewarded, recognized leader around the world in this company. He's number 3 highest rank in the company with a plethora of awards. But it is because of his heart that he is there. Because you know, Dan is very generous, kind, giving, and Dan has a great life and a great lifestyle, but he's always out there for others. And I think that's the main thing that makes him successful. So look, let us show you this opportunity and why it may be for you. With every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. So there's a very big opportunity behind all of this to make a living, but as Dan does, while bettering people's lives. So let's run over this together. ASEA is the world's first and only redox supplement for 2 simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize these redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science said that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, it can't be, because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in making ASEA. So it can't be copied, and it's not allowed to be copied. That means we have no copycats. That means no competition. No one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And no other product in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. There's a lot of good products out there, but nothing else can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can. Because redox works on everybody. Everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well, or in fact at all, without redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We want to help a lot of people. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing this with others, just by sharing redox with others. For people looking for an extra, or maybe a part-time, full-time, maybe a big time, or even a legacy-leaving income for generations of loved ones. For people who have dreams of a better life, income, and lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford making your dreams a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income, not only from the first purchase, but also from all of the repeated purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, the residual income potential is unlimited. And on top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person that your contacts and others also refer, and there's no limits to how far and wide these referrals can go. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, or whatever, people tell people who naturally tell other people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth marketing is the most ancient and still today, #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries, opening up new markets every year. And based on the existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million over the next 5 years. Residual income is impressive, but let's talk for a moment about why residual income is important. You have residual bills, why not have residual income? Now, let me ask you, do you have any idea what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, by the time they're 65, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive. At 65, not working because they want to, but because they have to. We call that being a slave to the dollar. And here's where it gets even more frightening. 74 out of every 100 are dependent on welfare by the time they're 65. So what went wrong? What is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour job or own activity, otherwise known as active income. Look, sooner or later, and I pray it's not sooner than you expect, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now, and therefore you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. And this may even be more concerning if you're thinking right now, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. This is one of the big problems 81% of people get trapped in. And money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying that jobs are bad. If you truly do love your job, you're blessed, and keep it. But find a way to make money outside of your job anyway, because listen, jobs aren't bad, but only relying on a single source of active income is not smart. It's dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, for people who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing when it's coming their way, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they're making or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better lifestyle, ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. There's nothing better, however, than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. Who we become and what we do is the biggest reward over and above any riches it may make us. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. You can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. You can have a really great time. I mean, meeting really great people, making great friends, in fact, having great experiences and a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it's the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And it was demonstrated here. Because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars in 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down and they wanted everyone taken off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norton, they had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in this deal. Because Virtus and Tyler saw people. They saw those people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless, to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when they saw this, Virtus and Tyler were filled with a great sense of purpose, a great sense of responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they couldn't in good conscience sell out. And so they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. What had once started as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big drug companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally. making it available immediately to you and me and everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated in this very important decision, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. And that is to always put people and principles above ego and economics. The ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous, household name companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, being a force for good in the world. So look, you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Don't worry about what the time is in your neck of the woods. They'll be glad to hear from you. Let them know what you've seen. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you very easily to where you can find the answers. There's plenty of university studies, but listen, most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of people's real life-changing redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. Do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? Maybe it's an ASEA customer. Maybe that's all that's for you. But let me ask you this. Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you want to have dreams? Do you have dreams? Do you want a better life, income, lifestyle? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference in the world? Are you interested in being, doing, and having more? Then become part of this redox reality. And you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others. And as a byproduct of that, your life will become better in many, many ways. So I want to thank you very much for spending your time with me. May you always be happy. May you always be well. Thank you very much, Julie. I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you so much, Stevie. Yes, there is a lot of work to do for ASEA around the world, isn't there? We need to share this as much as we possibly can. So guys, I hope you're thinking about that if you're new to this. So we are here for a few more minutes to answer some questions that anybody might have. Please don't ask any medical questions because the answer will just be the same. If there is a cell involved, ASEA can help. That's going to be our answer to a medical question. And it would be really nice to hear from anybody new. If there's anyone new on the call that hasn't joined us before, we're happy to answer questions on the product and things like that, just not particularly medical questions. So if anybody would like to, do they need to pop them in the chat box, Stevie, or can they unmute themselves?